So I know most of you are probably short on time, and when those days you just can't get a workout in, here is just a short leg workout that you can do in maybe about 10 minutes. So let's get started. I'm going to do a couple exercises that you can join me. I've already done a brisk walk this morning. So we're just going to do a couple of moves. We're just going to do two. And some of these are my favorite moves because they are not done with weights, so I don't have to go to the gym. But we really don't think about in terms of sets, we think about fatigue. So you can go as long or as short as you like, taking the breaks that you need. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to squat down. So your squat might be like this. You can hold on to a chair if you'd like to. So let's do it. So let's squat down deep as you can, and then come about a third of the way up. So as you notice my feet, this isn't like a yoga squat where your feet are together. In fact, anytime I do chair pose, I don't ever really put my feet right next to one another. So you're not coming all the way up. Now, if you need to take a break, you come all the way up. But you just keep going down. And you don't mind your knees going a little bit past your toes, but you really want to sit your hips about all the way back as far as they'll go. And then you can drive through the feet. I like to think about squeezing, like pulling my feet apart. And you can feel the burn as you come on up. You'll feel it in your backside. You definitely feel it in your quads. And I even like to have my hands in front of me. So I need a little bit of a break because it starts to burn. And you come back down again. So you can come all the way down. And then if you come all the way down, you really have to pull your hips back. Woo-ah! So, and then, I'm taking a break again. Whew. And then you can even just practice maybe lifting the heel of one foot, like a half an inch off of the ground, and you're leaning into the opposite foot. And you're testing the weakness that you might feel in each leg. So you come down on both and then pick up your heel just a little bit and pull up. So you should definitely feel the burning here. So you're pulling the hips back as you're coming up. So your knees are really, really not bearing that load. You're pulling the hips back as you're coming up. And you're also not dipping forward like this, because then you're just doing most of your back. You're keeping your chest up. That's why it's always good to keep your hands in front of you to remind you to pull your chest up. Again, so take a break when you need it. Just a couple of seconds. So again, feel just what it feels like just with one leg coming up and then using both feet to come down. So just a few more seconds, and then we're going to move on to our next one. One more. Come all the way down. as far as you can. And then hips back, come on up. Whew. And then we shake it out. Whew. Now the next one also is going to do our quads, but you're going to need some wall space. Let's come on over to the wall. So this one we are using the wall just as a prop. And again, I like to have my feet about hips width apart, just whatever feels more appropriate for your hips. I actually have small hips for a woman. And what we're going to be doing is kind of like a modified version of a sissy squat. In a sissy squat, you're actually coming down like this. And that might not be appropriate for you. I know it's not appropriate for me at my age. So we're going to kind of do the same thing. We're going to see how many reps we can do and then work on, I didn't even use my, tell my watch that I'm working out. So I'm doing functional strength training. So sorry about this. I always have to track all my workouts. So come onto your toes. High onto your toes. You're going to feel your calves. So you should be pressing into the wall, but also feeling the grounding in your calf muscles. And bend your knees a lot and come down. So I can tell right now that I'm too close to the wall with my hands. So you're bending your knees, but also leaning in to the wall. So right down here is the bottom of my movement. You're pressing in with your toes, pulling up, pulling towards the wall, actually pulling up with your head. You feel your core engage, and then walking up. So that's one rep. I'm going to step back a little bit. Come onto your toes. And then come towards the wall. So dropping your hips and walking your hands down. So again, this coming down here. You're pressing in with your toes. So your toes, your shins are, your whole body is pressing up against the wall. And then come on up. Taking a break. Come on up on your toes. Dropping your hips, your knees. Your core is going to keep you steady. So imagine all of this, you have a corset. So think about like a plank right here. And you can try to extend your hips forward a little bit to get a little bit more of your quads, like a sissy squat. And then come on back. Taking a break. How are you doing? All right. Come on to your tippy toes, bending your knees, coming forward. Bring your hips forward, knees forward. Walk your hands down. Hold at the bottom. Come on up. This is like a downward facing dog here. Let's do one more. Come on to your tippy toes, hips forward, bending your knees. Walking your hands down. and then hold. Pressing into your toes, pressing your hips forward. Whew. You can come on back and let's get a nice little stretch here. So it's the modified downward dog. And do some cat and cows here. If you're not familiar with cat and cows, you're basically doing a little bit of an arch in your lower back. You could do it fully in your back, but you might feel it in your lower back a little bit more. I've had a back surgery, I've had knee surgery, I've had torn Achilles, I've had problems. So I've had it all, and I just noticed that these particular moves really target those little muscles that get underutilized, because obviously the big muscles will pull, will take over. So try that. Again, it just only takes a couple of minutes, and this is one of those things that you can do every day.